We are a 12th dimensional collective of non-physical beings, and we are here to help. You see, you are already perfect, and therefore you don't have to worry about getting everything right and perfecting yourself or your life. You must realize that making this life fun and enjoyable is a small task by comparison to how much you have already accomplished. You need to give yourselves more credit. Welcome to the reality revolution. I hope everyone out there is having a fantastic day. It's a beautiful day here. It is a perfect day for me to read The Creators. We have read The Creators in 2 previous episodes. Those were some amazing channelings. They have their own unique vibe. They're channeled by Daniel Scranton. And what is interesting is Daniel first channeled the Creators. That was the first entity that he channeled, and he channeled them for a long time before he started channeling the Arcturian Council. And I find that an interesting similarity with other channelers where they start off with one entity almost like they're being prepared for another. And I've seen that several times. And the Creators are very similar to the Arcturian Council, but they also have their own unique spiritual flavor, and they're fun to read. And I wanted to read some of their most recent channelings. You can find them at danielscranton.com. This episode covers a number of really fascinating channelings. This is a pretty good deal. Take it, then avoid the spiritual ego and do this instead. How is humanity doing as 2024 ends? The shadow self, your blockages and challenges, an invitation from the Creators, getting close to the end of your ascension. We in the higher realms are working overtime. But what about the dark and evil energies? So join me, take a moment to tune in to the Creators. I will make that our intention for future channelings, to tune in to this entity, because as you listen to these channelings, you start to pick up on them and you can channel them yourself. This is a pretty good deal. Take it. We are here for you. We are the Creators. We are a 12th dimensional collective of non-physical beings, and we are here to help. You all have been taking yourselves to various extremes in your lives to give yourselves the full spectrum of experiences, and that is because life is all about having experiences, facing challenges, and growing through the movement that you take to get from one place to another. And hopefully, through your life experience, you gain more compassion and more of an ability to be who you really are, as a being of unconditional love. Sometimes you will give yourself the same experience over and over again until you are able to do that. Now, you can be very deliberate about what you're creating, and that is as it should be, but what you need to experience will come first. What you need to experience will often enhance your appreciation of what you want to experience anyway. And so there is no reason to skip over any experience that would be unwanted for any sane ego. Every experience allows for more appreciation of its opposite, and so you don't have to work very hard to avoid unwanted experiences. You see, you are already perfect, and therefore you don't have to worry about getting everything right and perfecting yourself or your life. Wherever you are meant to be there and grow from that place into a closer proximity to who and what you really are. And again, it's about the movement. It's about the journey. When you are feeling upset about being where you are, allow yourself to have the frustration or that anger, because you are meant to feel that as well. You don't have to skip over anything and just get to the good part. Remember, you want to appreciate that which is wanted, and you want to savor it. And having a journey to it allows you to have those experiences. So while you are all headed to instant manifestation, there is a reason why you don't have it right now. The time lag between asking for something and getting something serves you very well. And if you can relax into that time and enjoy the ride a little bit more, it won't feel like it's taking so long for your manifestations to arrive at your doorstep. This is the key to everything, because this is the way to enjoy your life and to see every experience as having meaning, purpose, and value. If you can do that, then you have no reason to resist anything. And with no resistance, then you will not need to experience physical illness, mental anguish, and emotional turmoil. And also, you do put yourself on the fast track to ascension and the fast track to manifestation of anything and everything that you have ever desired. We think that's a pretty good deal. We are the creators and we love you very much. Avoid the spiritual ego and do this instead. We are here for you. We are the creators. We are a 12th dimensional collective of non-physical beings, and we are here to help. You have been on a path for a very long time. Your path did not begin when you woke up in this lifetime. Your path began so very long ago that it would be difficult to quantify it in a number of years. The journey is always changing because you enjoy variety and you enjoy challenges. You do want to fathom how old you really are so that you can understand how wise you really are, how masterful you really are. In order to do that, you must see yourself as being bigger than this singular incarnation would indicate. You are meant to see yourself as a multidimensional, eternal, infinite being. You are meant to see yourself as love and light. That doesn't mean that you need to destroy your ego or bury your ego, but it does mean that you need to use that sense of self that the ego is to expand, to move into your natural self. Your true self is divine. Your true self is everything, and therefore, when you at least open up to that idea, you can take yourself and your life less seriously and start enjoying the fun ride that you are on. Now, we know that you have to make it fun because it's not always presenting itself to you as a giant amusement park. But when you consider how much you have already done, how much you have already achieved as an eternal being, you must realize that making this life fun and enjoyable is a small task by comparison to how much you have already accomplished. You need to give yourselves more credit and elevate your sense of self without getting caught up in spiritual ego. Spiritual ego would tell you that you are the savior, that you are better or more spiritual than everyone else. You don't want to get caught up in that egoic trap either. We are all source and we are all one. And there is nothing higher than that. And you don't have to figure out who you've been in every dimension and in every lifetime in order to know yourself. You do want to feel for the love that you are in order to know yourself more completely. And that's something that is a lifelong pursuit. You want to know yourself as love in the face of hate, in the face of discrimination, in the face of abandonment. These are real challenges. These are the things that your life is really about. And yes, as a result of doing all that work of just being yourself in the face of whatever is in front of you, you do get to ascend. You get to know yourself as more experientially and in a more permanent way than you do when you just choose love in a particular moment. Now, people there on earth often get caught up in what they are supposed to do, but it is so much more important for you to focus on who you're supposed to be and then let the doing come from that. But don't see the doing as what life is all about. You can also see the expression of the true self as being significant, because it is, and that can be expressed in a smile, in kind words that you speak, in compassion that you feel, or healing that you send. Relax and know that you are loved, because you are love. And don't get so caught up in the details of your life, of anyone's life. You don't even need to get caught up in the human condition, in the human struggle that you sometimes see all of humanity embroiled in, because it's all good. It's all serving the greater good. The highest good will always be served, whether you ask that it be or not. If we summarize and give you our teachings in a nutshell, we would say, be curious about yourselves. Be curious about life. Be curious about exploring who and what you really are. And don't worry about mistakes or missteps. Don't worry about getting it wrong. Because as we said, It always serves the highest good, and you can tell whether you are moving towards the highest good or not by how you're feeling in the moment. We are the creators, and we love you very much. How is humanity doing in the present moment? We are the creators. We are 12th dimensional collective of non-physical beings, and we are here to help. You are making tremendous strides there as a collective consciousness, and you sometimes have quite a bit of difficulty in measuring how well you are doing as a whole, as a unit, as a collective. We want you to know that you don't have to look around at your world and judge your fellow humans or your society or your government. You don't have to do any of that. You do have to take it on faith from the likes of us that you are making those giant leaps forward as a collective consciousness. However, some of you will tune in to the collective consciousness, and others of you will seek to commune with the energies that are coming in, the energies that you can feel. And you are the ones who are more likely to notice that humanity is doing better, that you are moving forward. You are on the upward spiral to the 5th dimension. Consciousness moves more quickly than the physical realm, and while you can turn on the news or you can look outside and see what's happening physically quite easily, it is more challenging for you all to feel for the energies, but it is also more satisfying and fulfilling. It is more accurate, and you will benefit from the knowing that you are tapping into a higher frequency collective consciousness. You benefit from what is happening all across your planet right now, whether you know it or not. Every time someone wakes up, you benefit. Every time there is another act of kindness being offered from one person to another, you benefit. Every time someone even thinks a positive thought or holds an intention that is positive, you benefit. But you want to feel it more consciously and deliberately. You want to know it more viscerally than you currently do, unless you happen to be one of those people who will tune in and see what's going on with the collective consciousness and the energies that are present. And if you are, keep doing what you are doing, and know that what you are doing is making a difference. You are making a difference every time you do that, because you are showing others how it is done through the power of your example. You are sending that information into the collective consciousness. Now, some of you might be wondering, how would I do this? First thing you have to do is shut off all of your devices. Get quiet, close your eyes, focus on your breathing as though you're going to meditate, but reach out energetically and feel for what you can feel today that you couldn't feel yesterday. Raise your consciousness so that your mind is tuned in to the collective mind, the collective consciousness, and you can use your imagination to determine for you what that looks like. Certainly, setting the intention to do this is a good first step, and then allowing inspiration to come to you is a wonderful second step. You will continue to evolve, expand, and still unite as one human collective consciousness. And those of you who are aware that this is happening can be more optimistic, and you can benefit from all that your fellow humans are doing in a more conscious way. You can recognize that when humanity is doing better overall, that must mean that you are doing better overall as well. And that can bring you a sense of peace, which is something that everyone could benefit from more of from time to time. We are the creators, and we love you very much. The shadow self. We are the creators. We are a 12th dimensional collective of non-physical beings, and we are here to help. We know that you all have aspects of yourselves that you feel ashamed of, and we want you all to recognize that you carry those aspects of yourselves with you because you came into this life with a desire to explore certain themes and to heal certain aspects of your human self. So perhaps as a child you stole some candy, and you think now as an adult and you feel ashamed. Or perhaps you have said things to other people that have hurt their feelings, even as an adult, and now you feel ashamed of yourself for having that moment where you allowed yourself to be hurtful to another. Perhaps you're ashamed of your weight or your age, or that you're losing your hair or your hearing. There are lots of things that people on earth decide to carry shame about, and you even see that part of yourself that can be mean, rude, or hurtful at times as your shadow self. You may refer to that aspect of you as the shadow, as the darkness within. Please do recognize that the darkness is not just meant to be snuffed out, smothered, hidden, or denied. It is meant to be healed through forgiveness and unconditional love. You are meant to have compassion for yourself at times, even when you are the one being the perpetrator in an interaction with another person. It is hard to carry that guilt around with you, and there is no need to do it. You can feel guilty and process that guilt and allow that guilt to flow through you, but ultimately you want to forgive yourself and know that you were always meant to grow from these experiences, and you were never meant to just carry them around with you as your baggage for the rest of your lives. When you encounter the shadow self, recognize that it is a place of vulnerability within you, and care for and nurture yourself in the way that you imagine Source does with all of us. Be merciful, be forgiving, and be kind with yourself, because that's how you want others to be with you, and because you know ultimately you are to become the Source energy self that always does that no matter what you have done. You can do this. You are up to the task, and everyone has something that they want or need to forgive themselves for, or that they feel ashamed of, even though they don't feel that it was a choice they made in this lifetime. Having an aspect of yourself that you feel ashamed of is something that you take on so that you can feel the relief of letting it go, and you can feel the comfort of coming home to the truth of the unconditional love that we all truly are. And so no matter what it is that you feel ashamed of or guilty about, it is meant to be released. There is no danger in letting it go. You are not going to become a worse person if you let that go. If you feel ashamed of your weight, for example, and you let go of that shame, you are not then suddenly going to start eating 10 times as much as you normally would and balloon into an even bigger size. But that may be the belief that you have, and that may be why you carry the shame around with you. So examine those ideas of why you feel the need to carry guilt and shame around with you, and make the conscious choice to embrace all aspects of you, both the things you can control and the things you've never had any control over, like your height, for example. You can embrace all of it. You can embrace all of you and make another step towards becoming your whole self, your higher self, your fifth dimensional self. These are the ways you do it. And as we have said, the shadow is there for a reason. Everything is love, and embrace your shadow self and become more of your whole self in the process. We are the creators, and we love you very much. Your blockages and challenges. We are the creators. We are a 12th dimensional collective of non-physical beings, and we are here to help. We know that many of you are facing bigger challenges than you would ever choose for yourselves in this moment. And we know that you are missing the point of the challenge when you feel overwhelmed by it. The challenge is always there to get you to grow and to take the expansion that is being offered to you by the circumstances of your life. Sometimes you're meant to take a detour. Sometimes it's better for you to do something else than what you originally aspired to do. There are many cases, many examples where you started moving in a particular direction and then faced an enormous challenge when the challenge was too big for you to overcome and get past. You still had the opportunity for growth, and you were also being shown an alternative route or something that was better than what you had originally desired and drawn up for yourself using your imagination. And so it is best for you all to see every challenge right now as an invitation for you to become more of who and what you really are as a source energy being. It is good for you to let go of the idea that struggling is the best way to face a challenge. It is good for you to let go of the idea that it is supposed to be hard. Instead, ask yourselves how you can change in the face of what you are facing and look to your own soul's evolution and growth as the ultimate experience that you are meant to have, no matter what the challenge is and no matter what the circumstances are. It is easier for you to grow spiritually than it is for you to climb every mountain that is in front of you with struggling, trying, hard work, and so on. Let everything that shows up in your life be something for you other than what it appears to be. And whatever you do, don't chastise yourself for being a bad creator. Don't get down on yourself for having put this block in your path. doesn't have to be seen that way or experienced that way, and you are so much better than you think you are at being creative. And so sometimes a challenging situation will get you to be more creative than you would have been if everything had gone according to plan and had gone smoothly. You are what this experience of your life is all about. You are the end result of your life experience. And when you get too focused on the details of what is out there, you miss the bigger picture, the point of all of this, which is the refinement of you, the expression of you, the growth of you. Now is the time for you to realize these things, to keep going in spite of all the challenges that are in front of you, to keep growing through these challenges because you acknowledge that is why they are there. And you can recognize by how you feel whether you're going with the flow, whether you are taking the expansion, the growth. When you are not, ultimately you will probably give up. And in that moment of giving up, you might just let it all in and give yourself all the experiences you have ever wanted. That is something that we want for you. But we want you to get there without having to struggle yourselves into a moment of despair that leads to that surrender, that leads to that ultimate giving up. So change the way you are looking at the blockages in your life as they are right now, and you can experience a wonderful expansion of self right here, right now, with nothing out there having to change one bit. We are the creators and we love you very much. An invitation from the creators. We are the creators. We are a 12th dimensional collective of non-physical beings, and we are here to help. We come to you in this moment as helpers, as guides, as teachers, but in other moments we come to you as pure energy that you can use to co-create with. We desire to be more a part of your creations, and we assist you at times with an inspired thought, an idea, an impulse. We don't just come to you through this particular channel with words of wisdom to share to you. We come to you in a variety of ways, and we are not alone. There are so many in the non-physical realms who are working with you and working through you, and when you realize that you have an external power source available to you, then of course you're more likely to tap into it. So today, we invite you to remember that you have all of us available to you as your co-creators. You're not alone in any of this, and you never have been. You've been able to give yourselves the feeling or the impression that you are alone, but it doesn't make it true. And now you know that you have helpers. Please do tune in, call upon us. Allow us to co-create with you the version of your reality that you would like to experience. We are interested in that reality as well. We are co-creative by nature. We are a collective. We offer you the component or the natural resource that you don't have available to you in the physical. We offer you not only the non-physical energy, but also the thoughts, the inspirations, the ideas, and so on. So when you don't know what to do or what to create next, remember that you can simply relax, open up, and let in this non-physical energy, this consciousness, this collective that is here for you all the time. We may not speak through you in the way that we speak through Daniel here, and that will be okay. That will be as it needs to be for anyone who doesn't speak for us. But you don't have to think of us as only teachers who have a limited scope in what we can offer you. We introduce ourselves to you in this way to let you know that you have helpers beyond number, beyond your imaginings. And we do have different specialties we enjoy creating, and we know that your perspective on what needs to be created in the physical is a very important component to us in the non-physical who aren't living exactly what you are living, and so you help us as we help you. We are the creators, and we love you very much. Getting close to the end of your ascension. We are here for you. We are the creators. We are a 12th dimensional collective of non-physical beings, and we are here to help. We know that you are doing the best you can, individually and collectively, and that is why we seek to help you. It is because you sometimes need a boost to be able to see beyond where you have been looking, that we come along to assist you and give you the necessary boost. Some of the boosts we give you are energetic, and others are through teachings that we offer. We know that you are a part of us, and that we are only ever helping ourselves by helping all of you. We also know that you have the capacity to help one another, and one of the ways you do that is by offering another perspective. When you disagree with one another on a topic, usually it's serving that purpose, Each individual is giving the other an opportunity to see something from a new and fresh perspective. When you see what you see through all perspectives, then you're seeing what you are seeing through the eyes of Source, and you get to choose from all of those various angles, the highest vibrational perspective. That's what we intend to help you all to do. We want you to see yourselves, your fellow humans, and your world through the lens of love. And we offer you our love as a boost, as a tool, and as a teaching to help you to see what you see differently. You often see the surface first, and you don't wonder what's beyond the surface because you make a judgment. You have a knee-jerk reaction to what is on the surface. When you choose to see through the eyes of love, whatever it is you are looking at, you see the soul, you see what's at the core of that person, that animal, that object, that situation, that group, and you better yourselves in the process of doing so. You also give what you are looking at the opportunity to rise up and meet you at your perspective, to join you in seeing itself through the eyes of love. Now, this takes practice. This is a habit you have to get into, and so it is best for you to start small. Start with things that don't matter so much to you, that don't have a huge emotional charge for you, and work your way up from there. You can start your day asking yourself, what can I do today to see more of what I see through the eyes of Source, through the eyes of love? And when you do that, you become more of the love of Source, more of what you truly are. You expand when you go beyond the narrow view, when you go beyond judgment and putting things in little boxes. You are there to grow and expand and heal. And when you're on a conscious journey, which you clearly are because you are receiving this message, you know there are some things you need to change in order to grow. When you are growing from being a toddler to being an adult, you have to change the clothing that you are wearing. You don't wear the same shirt at age 3 that you wear at age 30. And you are changing more than just the clothing that you are wearing. You are changing your beliefs. You are changing your perspectives. You are changing the way you do certain things, the way you talk to each other, in addition to word and action. That's when you know you are getting close to the end of your ascension journey, because that end is coming. And when you cross that threshold, you start to vibrate in that higher dimensional plane. This ascension that we are all taking part in now will be over, and the next one will begin. You all will take this path, this journey, and so you might as well start now. We are the creators, and we love you very much. We in the higher realms are working overtime. We are here for you. We are the creators. We are a 12th dimensional collective of non-physical beings, and we are here to help. We enjoy helping you, and that is why we do it. We know that you are always going to get to where you are going, and we would like to see you getting to where you are going with more joy in your hearts, with more of a skip in your step. And so we come in from above lovingly, seeking to give you what you might want or need to make your journeys more joyous adventures. You see, you do have the capacity to see everything as an adventure, and you also can start to activate the belief that everything is created by you, for you, so that you can get to the next rung on the ladder of your ascension. Of course, you can get through meditation, through living a life of ease and comfort, and some of you do have to examine whether you think you need to suffer in order to grow. But once a challenge is in front of you, it is there, and it is there to be faced. You can face it right away, or you can go off and raise your vibration first and then face it. You have the opportunity to ask other people to help you with your challenge. There are so many different ways of approaching something that comes up in your experience, and that is unexpected and for the most part unwanted. Once it is there, you might as well use it to show yourself how creative, how powerful, how inventive you are. And once you get past it, you'll be able to say that it did, in fact, make you more stronger and more stable. We come in as the non-physical assistants, The thoughts and ideas, the inspirations, the intuitive hits. We even come in as impulses to take certain actions, to move in certain directions. And we know that we might be ignored, and that's okay with us, because we said we know you will get to where you are going no matter what. That means you're going to ascend no matter what. And you don't have to worry about not getting something right or not fulfilling a purpose that you set out to fulfill before this life began. You are your purpose, and you are your creation, and you are recreating yourselves in every moment of every day. When you are moving in a direction that feels good and expansive and truer to who you are, you know you are moving in the direction that it serves you to move in. When you are feeling flatter, more confined, more tense, more ill at ease, then you know you're not moving in the direction that it serves you to move in. We might get a little louder with our offerings to you. We might be more persistent in showing you the signs that we will put right in front of you. And when we say we, in this case, we are talking about all of us who are helping you and who exist in the higher realms. And sometimes we will work through your friends, family members, neighbors, co-workers, and strangers on the street. So we do have a lot of tricks up our non-physical sleeves to work with. And as we said, we do enjoy our work. And we want you to enjoy the work that you are there to do on yourselves. So we will remind you that you are signed up for everything that you are experiencing because you knew that it was possible to enjoy it, and you knew that the growth from it would be inevitable. You also knew when the perfect timing is to give yourselves a particular challenge, and you know when the right timing is to activate a particular gift or ability. So what you need to do is to trust in the perfection of your lives as they are, and know that your non-physical helpers are always working overtime on your behalf, and that might just put a smile on your face. We are the creators. We love you very much. But what about the dark and evil energies? We are here for you. We are the creators. We are a 12th dimensional collective of non-physical beings, and we are here to help. You're making your way through different energies at this time, some of which are to your liking and some of which are not. Remember who you really are, and do not be afraid of the energies that you do not prefer. They are not there to be judged by you. They are not there to be diminished by you. They are not there for you to run away from, but they are there for you to see, to experience, to acknowledge, and sometimes to rise up in the face of. When you are experiencing something or someone that is not to your liking, you have a choice. When you rise above it, you are using it as the catapult that it potentially is for you to go to a higher level of consciousness. And don't you want to do that? You want to ascend. We know that about you. But you are not being pulled up out of those lower vibrational energies. You are deciding to uplift yourselves so that you are not harmonizing with those lower vibrational energies. When you are pointing your finger at them and calling them evil and saying they need to be locked up, they need to be extinguished from reality, then you are of their vibration. And we are using the term energies to refer to lots of different things at this time, both tangible and intangible. But rising above means you don't forget who you are in the face of the energies that you are experiencing. And in fact, you allow those energies to remind you who you really are. And you can even give thanks to them for doing so they are the catalyst to get you to focus more fully on who you really are and how you want to be in the world, what vibration you want to be offering, and what energies you want to play with. You have the free will to decide what energies you play with and which ones you do not. The ones that you do not play with do not need to be labeled by you. They don't need to be shunned by you. If anything, they need to be embraced, forgiven, and offered healing. And who better to do that than you, who know who you really are? You who are awake know that you don't have to fear anything because we all exist within the giant sphere of love that Source is. If something or someone has the volume of love turned down to an almost inaudible level, then it serves you more to hold space for that energy, to turn that volume back up, than it does for you to blog about how that energy should not be allowed to exist in the first place. Everything is an idea of source and is to be accepted as it is. When you accept that which you would label to be dark or evil that you see outside of you, you are also accepting all parts of you. And therefore you are becoming more whole and more complete, and it is easier then for you to love yourself. So don't worry about this awareness that you now have of all these energies that are around and have always been around. Don't think that things are getting worse, that you are all going to hell in a handbasket. Instead, remember that this is the time of great evolution. This is the time of awakening. This is the time to move beyond all of that and the us versus them mentality. It is the time to integrate, the time to love, the time to know yourself more fully through experiencing what you are not at times. And it's all good. It's all meant for you. And you, as the recipient of it, will always have the free will to do with what you please every energy that comes into your awareness. We know what will be most satisfying for you will be to love all that is in your path, all that is in your awareness. And that is your choice not to do just that. Make it a conscious choice from now on. We are the creators, and we love you very much. This set of channelings by the creators, given between November 14th, 2024 to December 23rd, 2024, may be the very best channelings from the creators. For me, I could really feel the energy of these, and it was very helpful to tune into them as I was reading them. I know that many of you may have felt the same thing coming through my voice. I think they were speaking directly to my soul and to all of your souls, talking about what you're going through. These are some of the most powerful channelings that I've read in a while, and I'd love to get your own perspective of it. They continually emphasize the importance of having the experience. No matter how good or bad it is, we are going to have as many experiences as possible. And to forgive ourselves and not to feel guilty about it, we set these things on our path. We knew we would make these mistakes. We wanted to experience the feelings of these situations that we would go through. And it's the key to everything, because you begin to enjoy your life, to see every experience as having meaning, purpose, and value. We advise to avoid your spiritual ego, which says you are the savior, and to really tune into the fact there's this higher collective of oneness where we are all the savior as we awaken, and each one adds so much. Every one of you is so important. And we get an evaluation of how humanity is doing right now at this time. And we're doing great, and it may not appear like that when we look at the outside world. We don't have that perspective, and the emphasis here is to feel into what's happening, not to what you see on the news or on the internet, but to feel into it. And when you feel into it, there is a group consciousness that is forming that is undeniable and more important than anything that's happening in the news. It overcomes everything. It is powerful, and we are going to come to terms with this powerful. We can all set the intention to do that as we begin to do that. There's also an emphasis on the shadow self, and not to deny the shadow self, but to forgive it, to be loving with it. And there's a perspective here that's very important. When we come to Source, when we come to God, when we come to the universe, when we come to creation, and we truly feel their presence, and they are all forgiving, no matter what we've done, that loving, unconditional embrace that you get from Source is what we should be doing. No matter what anybody's gone through, we forgive them, we accept them, we embrace them with our energies, we accept them as ourselves, because we are Source energy, we are that energy, and the more we do that, the more we tune into that. There's a number of blockages and challenges that are going on the way, and we set ourselves up for that, and there's no need for us to give up. We face these challenges in a loving way, knowing the experiences they offer. It can be frustrating and scary. Many of you are facing what seems like insurmountable challenges. But things are happening beyond your imaginings, and there's an emphasis here that's very beautiful, is that they want to create with us. They're going to inspire us with our thoughts, with inspirations, with promptings and urgings, and they're aligning themselves with all these higher dimensional entities. And we can tune into this source, we can tune into this energy, and they can be the springboard for us to manifest the life that we want. These energies are all around us, and the non-physical is infinite with beings that are available within it. And we will become more tuned into these. And some people are going to become very good at tuning into these energies. And as we tune into these, it's causing a genuine shift in our planet. I can feel it. I can see it now. I'm starting to see the way that people are trying to get along. People are looking past their definitions of themselves. We're coming to a moment where we're starting to understand what is happening in this world. And it doesn't matter who is running our government or what we see on TV or what sort of conflict is happening. We are source energy, and as we tune into this, we can change the world instead of reacting to it. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. Please share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to my channel. It helps me out. Put a like on this video if you want to support it. Share it with your friends. And welcome to The Reality Revolution.